Hey, hey, hey. How's everybody doing? Happy evening. I guess, officially say DC Live has made it to prime time. This is so much fun. I'm so glad you guys are here to join us because I have been awaiting this first episode of the new year. I cannot wait for us to all enjoy this conversation with these two awesome young entrepreneurs. So today is just a privilege to me, and I know that it will just be a joy and delight for all of you listening as well. To get started, let's make sure that we start to like and share. We're already saying hello to Karen and Adam. Danielle's watching, of course, for Miles. But be sure to like and share the broadcast so tonight more people can enjoy what we are talking about. We can see your comments, so keep them coming. And I know there's going to be a lot of conversation to join in and let us know what you're thinking. So first of all, I really do want to just extend a happy holidays. This is, like I said, our first DC Live of the new year. So Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021. And as hopefully you have seen, we have some great DC Live episodes lined up for the rest of this month, which I will be highlighting at the end of tonight. So this is our Young Entrepreneurs episode. And I knew that these two guests were the ones that I just had to talk to tonight. And I'm so excited about it that I think that this might be now a regular event on DC Live, maybe every month or so, to find some new young entrepreneurs to celebrate. So first, we're going to jump right into it because you are just going to love both of these gentlemen. I am going to bring John Daniels into stream, John Daniels the fourth into the stream. Hey, John.
Hi, how are you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good.
Good, good. John, I am so excited that you're here. We have known each other for lots of years now, I think, and I have really had some great times with your family. But from the very first time I met you, I knew that you were just this amazingly talented, smart, impressive, kind-hearted young man, and we had to chat. So thanks for being here tonight.
Absolutely, no problem.
So we're here to talk about your business. We'll get into some other fun things too, but you're 12 years old, right?
Yep.
Excellent, excellent. And what age did you kind of start getting into your business? How did you really come up with the idea, and at what age?
So I started when I was around 8. So my grandfather hosts a golf tournament every year, and I always did the welcome. That was just my thing. And I asked him, why can't I do something else? Why do I always have to do the welcome? And he told me, well, you can do something else, but you're going to have to create it. You're going to have to make it. So I pitched him this idea of making greeting cards for people, because I always saw in the grocery store these $1 cards. They were sort of bland. They didn't have any flavor to them, only one purpose. I said, let me change that. So what I did was I created some designs and I asked him, and he said, well, I think you can do this. So you can present it at this year's tournament. So that's how Pontem was started.
Wow, that is so cool. So it totally was your idea. And it was something, what I love about it is it seems like what you wanted to improve on what you saw at the grocery store, and you knew you could do better, right?
Yep.
That's so cool. So what does the name Pontem mean?
So Pontem is actually Latin for the word bridge or bridge builder, which inspired the mission of Pontem to build bridges.
Excellent, excellent. This is your logo here, which I think is so cool.
That's actually something new I just made. So the hand is designed to show how you can create when you're writing, and how when you write you're able to keep building those bridges. And you can see, if you squint a little bit, there's a bridge in the O as well.
So cool. Very cool. Now, you told us what it means, but I saw that your tagline that you always said, building bridges, creating connections. Tell us a little bit about the philosophy of your business and what that means.
So the philosophy of my business, when I started, I saw how a lot of riots and civil unjust was going on. For example, when the uprising in Sherman Park, and as developing in 2020 with George Floyd and some of the other events that's happened, I just thought, as a little kid, just myself, why can't we just all agree on something why do we have to keep fighting? So the mission philosophy of Pontem is to keep building bridges and creating connections to work with as many people as possible.
Unbelievable. That is just terrific. And you're right. We all just need to make sure that we're constantly building connections to help each other out and to do good. Now you have 4 core projects, right? I think design, development, finance, and advisory. Is that right?
Yes.
And how does that all fit into the model of your business?
So design was what I originally started with, and as I've been able to grow, I've learned a lot about finances in the past 18 months. I started that, which is the finance portion, and then I have an idea that I'm starting that comprises with the advisory and the development portions of Pontem. Idea to mentor other young entrepreneurs so that they can get the help that they need. For example, when I was younger and I started Pontem, I was like, what is this? How do I start a business banking account? Do I need an LLC or trademark my name? All those things that you may stumble across when you're starting a business, being able to help others who want to do that.
Very neat. Very neat. We got to give a shout out to Irma. Grandma Irma is saying, hey,
Hi,
proud
Gigi.
grandma. I love that. So many fun people watching. And thanks for all of the comments coming in. Maria, Adija, good to see
Hi, Miss
everybody.
Adija.
She's got those cinnamon rolls, right, John?
I need to go pick some up.
Oh, to die for. Love that at the Sherman Park. Great. Awesome. So I want to talk about your note cards because I have some here. And I just am such a fan of these note cards. I think that the quality is just spectacular. The designs are all very unique. And we're going to talk about it in a second, but they all have a message that goes along with the particular design and the card, which I just think is fantastic.
Thank
so
you.
Tell us a little bit about how you have selected the different designs for your note cards.
So I love photography, so most of the cards I'll take the pictures and then I edit them through the process. And I think about not just as something as a picture on a card, but as a piece of art, something that someone would want to keep in their house, put on the mantle. Like, for example, I've seen, even in my own family, seen cards people write to just keep them in the mail. Like, that is a really nice card as a piece of art to just share with others.
Very neat. And these are some of the designs. I'm going to bring one into the stream here so that people can see it. Which one are we looking at here?
So that one's the Power Woman card. That was inspired by my grandmother and my mom and the matriarchs of my family, showing how they have shown exemplary leadership in me being able to grow and learn more about myself and them being able to support our families.
So spectacular. And like I said, on the back of this, when you buy them, it says, devoted to friendship and service in communities around the world. This card is focused on women empowerment, community service, and social networking.
Yep, it's actually an organization my grandmother is a part of that I was able to partner with. They invited me to their Young Entrepreneurs Expo last year and the year before that. So that was a card I was able to partner with them on more, expanding on the mission of building bridges.
Hey, John, we've got an op here for you. We've got an opportunity.
Yeah. Oh, I got to DM you after this so we can set
yes.
something up.
We're making the deals here on DC Live. He's going to DM you and he's going to get in that Valentine box. I love that. LaToya's here. Hey, LaToya. So fun.
Hello. Hey, TT.
This is another great one that I love too. This is the one of the intersection designs, right? Inspiration this way.
Yep.
How did you come up with this graphic here?
So I was taking some pictures around the city. I believe it was last year I released this one. More focused on how intersections can keep building bridges, as even though they're two sides of the road, Democrat, Republican, whatever your preferences are or your beliefs, we can all come together at the intersection and still believe in something common to work with each other.
It's such a great message now more than ever. And I just think that the message behind products is so key, especially in today's world. And that's why I just know that everything you touch will be successful, because it's what I call, you've got the heart and soul. And I love that. Here's one more that we can share with people. What is this one about?
So this one was newly released. That's called The Winning Shot. Released it in honor of the 20th anniversary of the Phillips Open Golf Tournament, which I actually was able to jumpstart my business at the 2016 one. So it's a 3-part series. There are 3 cards in the pack. The one you see right there is the final part of the golf game, where you are when you're putting into the hole. There's a card. The one you showed on the screen was when you're on the fairway,
Right.
going to hit in the middle, and then there's also one with the tee box. And you're able to purchase those from my dad, who put the link in the chat, pontemmke.com.
Yes, I want to make sure people have that. There is the link in the chat, but it's pontemmke.com.
Yes.
All of these cards are available there, along with lots of other great information about John's business. And then, the Hone Bridge has gotten so much talk for well-deserved reasons recently. Recently being lit up, as we all know, Light the Hone. But I love this scene too. Tell us about this card.
So this one really inspired me because it was a picture of a bridge in Milwaukee. Not only goes with the theme of Pontem to keep building bridges, but also the effort by Mr. Abston and Light the Hone to light up the bridge and just remember that we can illuminate the lives of others by building bridges and just doing random acts of kindness, whether it's opening the door for a stranger, buying somebody a cup of coffee in a drive-thru or pay it forward. Being able to just show those random acts of kindness to just keep everybody up.
That's terrific. And like you said, it's so neat. On the back of here, it says, remind us that we all can illuminate the lives of others while building bridges. So, what's neat about it is it's not only what you're going to end up writing to someone special on the inside, but it's the pictures and the messages that are on here. It really ends up being a keepsake, which is what I love about it.
Thank you. Auntie Denise, I don't know if I can run for mayor yet. I'm not sure what the age limit is, but I will keep that in consideration. Maybe I'll have to make
That's what I'm saying here.
co-chair for people for John Daniels or something.
I am all about it. I can tell there's big things. So about the note cards, this is one thing that you said, and I really like this. I'm going to read it to our viewers. You said you feel special because someone decided to take the time to hand pick a note card just for you. Pull out a special writing instrument just for you, and leave joy, peace, and comfort in their words just for you. And is that really the whole message behind what you're doing?
Absolutely, because I can't think of how many times I've received such thoughtful cards from people when I've been in a tough time, and seeing those cards, how they chose to do that, to take the time, because in this age you can always text or email somebody just as easily, but the art of picking out a writing instrument to write with, figuring out the card that could match what their preferences are, something that could tie to the person you're sending the card to, being able to just do that and take the time in this day and age where you can go the short route really makes a difference.
Yeah, so cool. Okay, now one of the things you're so good at is branding. So I wanted to talk about, how do you think, and what would you suggest are good ways for people to brand their small business? I have this photo of you that I saw, and of course you're always so dapper, which I love about you, but you've even got your logo on your shirt, which is just like branding to the extreme. How important do you think branding is when you have a business like yours?
I think it's one of the most important aspects, because being able to know your brand and have a solid brand, you're able to distribute that. And even if you zoom in on the picture, I may have another picture on my page, on the side of my glasses, on the glasses I'm wearing there in the picture, the glasses actually say Pontem as well. And it's even just the small details, because people ask you, hey, what's Pontem? What does the bridge on your shirt mean? And you're able to establish another customer right then and there.
I love it. So that's the way, one of your techniques is to make sure that you're wearing and identifying at all times your business. And I know you're very good at talking to people and networking. Do you think just kind of building those relationships organically that way is important too?
Definitely important because being able to have a network of people like you can see in the chat, I didn't realize this many people would be watching. Being able to have a network of people that can support you and help you out really makes a difference. So if you need help with a specific thing, for example, I know my aunt is great at marketing, Auntie Denise, with being able to market on social media, having someone that can help you with those things that you may need help on and will still support you and give you the advice you need without sugarcoating it is really a difference.
Oh, wow. That's a great piece of advice. So, one of the things I hear you saying too is just to really not be afraid to ask for help, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And how do you find yourself kind of managing there's so many different things. You've got a website, social media, your networking, you've got to manage the vendors that you have printing your cards and shipping them to customers. How do you manage all of that?
It's definitely a challenge. I try to make sure that I can block off my time. I also, back to having help, being able to, people who help me, especially my family members, have helped me a lot during this time, being able to give me and say, John, you need to fulfill this order, doing the things that you need to do to stay successful.
Yeah, that's so great. One of the things that I saw you participated in also was the Project Pitch It, right?
Yes. hmm
Tell us about that experience. How was that?
So that was definitely a really good experience when I was able to pitch it to four local Milwaukee business owners. Let me make sure I got this right. I believe it was Mr. David Gruber from Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
That's all.
Um, let's see. Uh, Miss Peggy Ann.
Yep.
I think she has a consulting company. Um, Mr. Jerry Janduza, who wrote a book called Stuck with helping you with your business. And then Miss Debbie, I'm trying to remember her last name. I think Debbie Anderson, maybe. Um, yeah, and you know her first name is Miss Debbie. She was also
Yeah.
on there as well.
Those are the hosts and kind of advisors of the show. What was the result of that show for you?
Who result, I was lucky to be able to, I won second place for the award in my episode.
Wow. What was the second place prize?
Second place was a check for $1,500 for your business.
Yeah.
hmm
Take it to the bank.
There's the last name, Allen. Thanks, Miss Adisha.
Alan.
Debbie Allen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thanks, Adisha. Cecilia Gore, great to see you too, my friend. Thanks for joining us tonight. Kevin Sucher from 88.9, so fun. And Tracy on here. Good to see you, Tracy. Okay, here's another thing I was interested in. Besides kind of the designs and note cards, like you said, there's some other parts to your business. And one of them is about helping people invest, right? And kind of be more financially literate. Tell us about
Yes.
that.
So that I actually named after my grandfather. That's called PML Advisors. So we focus on asset management, helping you invest and manage your assets for you. So let's just say you have, it can be as small as $20. You just want to save for maybe a cup of coffee. That $20 could grow into 25, 30. And so I focus on asset management, also financial literacy. From the simple questions, what's the difference between a checking account and a savings account? Or a more complex question like the difference between a Roth and a regular IRA, how a 529 plan for your child works, everything in between. If I know it, I would try and help you as best as I can.
Wow. I just love that because they're kind of simple questions that I think the older you get, the harder it is to understand it, to be honest. The sooner do you feel like the younger people are that they start getting comfortable with finances and saving and understanding some of these terms helps them later in life?
Definitely, I feel like being able to learn at a young age really helped me. Like for example, when I was being having to. Oh, thanks, Nezzy. I forgot about that. Um,
Inez, I'm so glad she's
my
here.
aunt is my number one supporter. So yeah,
She's amazing.
being able to have that knowledge at a younger age has helped me. For example, when having to establish a business banking account, knowing the difference between checking and savings, which one is more flexible, knowing how I invest for college, being able to have those things at a young age has definitely helped me.
Yeah, that's so cool. And so when you go to your checking account and you want to take out some money, now you still have to go with mom and dad, right?
Yep, they're always like the government. There are always checks and balances, but there's not many because if one parent says no, we just go on to the next.
Yes, yes. And how could both say no to you? I doubt that happens often. Okay, so if someone wants for you to help them become more financially literate, they can also get in touch with you through the website, right?
Yep, there should be a contact form. Then my contact information is on there as well. And then you also can contact me at john@pontemmke.com.
John at pontemnke.com. That's so great. I love that. Now, what would be your number one piece of advice when it comes to managing money?
My number one piece of advice will be have a plan. Definitely have a plan. Um, I know that's something my grandfather told me: hide your increase. And my other grandfather instilled this in me at a young age, being able every Saturday before breakfast, he would say, "No, you can't get breakfast yet." He would take me. I would deposit my chores money into the bank every Saturday, and I still do that to this day. Before COVID, now we're doing it digitally, but doing that every Saturday and getting in the habit of that and having a plan, I've been able to look at it later when I need to do something, or establishing a rainy day savings account, being able to look at it and say, wow, I've saved this much. Now I can afford what I'm doing here. And let's just say you want to go on a trip in a year and you just want to save for the airfare. Having a plan to say, okay, if I need $200 for the ticket, oh, thanks for putting the email up there. If you need $200
Of
for your
course.
ticket, having a plan like saving it monthly, bi-weekly, weekly, quarterly, whatever your plan is, having a plan can tremendously help you with organizing your finances.
Yeah, definitely to have a plan in so many things, but definitely for finance management too. But it sounds like you want to encourage people that you should have, like, your rainy day fund. You should kind of have a big goal, which to you it seems like it probably is saving for school.
Mm-hmm.
And then have like a fun account, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
When you
definitely.
want just fun stuff, like to go do something with your friends, or you want
Mm-hmm.
to buy yourself some cool new shades, right?
Nivea, I definitely would like to go on more than one trip a year. I'm just hoping this vaccine can come out soon and this pandemic can come away. Reminder: wear your mask.
Yes, yes, for sure. Please wear your mask. Okay, so now what's the most challenging part to operating your business, you would think?
I say that most challenging part is time management, especially from being able to having to run the networks, having a website up to date, designing new cards, school, extracurricular activities. For example, before I've been in some plays for first stage, having to do those things. Time management is essential.
Oh gosh. Of course, Ian's, what's
Uh,
up? He's here. Thanks for
hey, Mr.
watching, Ian.
Ian.
Good to see you. So fun. Yeah, that definitely is challenging, I'm sure. And I was wondering that balance between school and work and everything you're doing. So
Mm-hmm.
very impressive on how you handle all of that. Now, here's the thing too. I would think that some people not after meeting you tonight. I can say there won't be so many people that might doubt, but some people might be skeptical about doing business with someone that's younger in your age of 12 years old. You're very, very smart, so I doubt it. But how do you handle some adversity and doubt when it comes your way? Because that's a part of doing business.
Absolutely, yeah. I remind myself to not take it personally and just step back and remember, wow, I've been able to grow in the last 18 months with my financial knowledge. And especially with that growth, I've been able to have some very good opportunities. For example, being able to attend some shareholder meetings such as Apple, Nike, and the Disney special shareholder meeting for my birthday in 2018, to being able to attend a angel investor pitch event with Mr. Kyle Weatherly 2 years ago as well. Just knowing
Wow.
that, don't take it personally, remember your growth, and just stay steady and don't doubt yourself. And just remember that you are yourself and you can do what you can do.
That is so great. We got to transcript that for everybody and make sure viewers get that. Now, I have a question. This might be a little selfish, but the more you say, I just am so impressed by you. And I knew that I would be more and more that we talked. But now, are you going to remember being on DC Live when you're suddenly on, like MSNBC and, all the big networks?
Absolutely. From Mr. Ian having me to start a Facebook page, I just look on Facebook into 20 years. 20 years ago in my memories, DC Live with Mr. David Caruso. And then on MSNBC, on the banner, 20 years ago in my
Yeah.
Facebook memories.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to be watching for it. I appreciate that. That's so fun. So cool. Okay, here's a couple of other things that I was wondering about. What are some of the other things? You go to school, you work on the business. What are some other things that you love to do in your free time?
So I'm an avid golfer. I was so excited to be able to do that socially distanced this year. Love to golf. I like to swim also, and then I'm an avid shoe collector. My mom's not a big fan
Ooh.
of that storage wise, but I am an avid shoe collector. Thanks
Now,
out
is
to
your
Eli
mom
for
not
letting
a
me go
fan
ahead and
of
do
it
that.
because it impedes on her shoe storage?
So it doesn't, but she's like, "You have too many shoes. How are we gonna store all these shoes in here?" So luckily, I
Now, are
found
your
a organizing solution, but we're sort of running out of space.
yeah. Is it more like sneakers or
Yep, more sneakers.
yeah, do you get into like
Mhm.
custom designing yet?
I haven't done that yet. I've thought about it, but not recently.
Oh gosh, I hope I don't get a text from your mom now with a that I'm
She's
encouraging.
probably going to, Mr. Caruso, can you stop John from buying shoes? EJ.
So cool. All right. And another thing, your family, we're talking about your mom, and a lot of your family is watching
Mhm,
too and commenting,
mhm,
which is great. An absolutely awesome, impressive, kind family. Just everybody is absolutely wonderful.
mhm.
How important is the support of your family when you have all of this to juggle? Here, I'm going to bring a picture of them into stream too.
Okay. Oh, yep, that's my family. So it's very important to me. They've been able to not just give me real advice. They don't sugarcoat it. They help me really understand that I need to do this, this, and that. They've also been very helpful with the production stages. So, for example, sometimes when I release a new card, I just call them up and say, "Hey guys, I pulled out the table. Tonight's nacho night after the cards. Mom, you'll be on folding duty. I'll be on quality control. Grandma, you'll be can you get the envelopes and put them in stacks of 10? They've been very helpful to help me in the production process as well.
Oh, that's so great. And I can see you wrangling the troops. That's a hard group to wrangle, but I
Oh,
can tell.
definitely. It took a little convincing. They asked me, is there a paid for this job? Do they get benefits or like pensions or stuff? And I told them I just assume you were doing this for volunteer work as a charity work,
And
just
nachos.
to put on your volunteer hours resume.
See? Mark down your balance. We all need service hours in our life, so why not, right?
Mhm. Thanks, Titi Toy.
That's
I got the style from you for the scarf.
oh, she's so stylish. I love, love, love her style. So, if you could, I know you've already talked to a lot of people about business, local people. I know you've met celebrities. You were saying some of the shareholder meetings you've been to and things. But if you could sit down and talk to someone about business, who would you want to sit with?
I was still with Elon Musk
Oh,
because of his ambition and being able to go out there and not be afraid. For example, he's said that he wants to be buried on Mars, shipping his car in a space capsule, saying that
wow.
tweeting that he's going to sell all of his possessions. And then also knowing how the buzz, even though people may think you're crazy, the buzz can drive up your popularity, which drove up his shares earlier this week to see how he's just ambitious and knows how he can just go out there without a sort of the plan, but just being ambitious and sort of being doing some stuff that may seem crazy, but having a plan because it'll work out.
Always kind of on the edge, right?
Yeah.
He's just like a awe-inspiring kind of guy, and he makes you
Hmm.
want to be a part of his world because it's so intriguing, right?
Absolutely. Because like earlier, I believe it was last year, he had talked about selling Tesla at private for I think $420 a share, and then the shares went up dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
splitting the stock and it going back up this year. It's amazing to see how he's been able to take the buzz, and some people might deem him crazy, but being able to profit off of it.
Yeah, that's so awesome. He's a very intriguing guy. If you get him on the line, just kind of put me into the call, okay?
I think I know how to add a call on here, so I'll just go type Elon Musk.
I'll be there.
Call Mr. Caruso.
See?
Mr. Caruso, are you dialed into the line here?
You know, I'm always
Can
going
you
to
hear
be
me
picking
all
up your
right?
phone calls. I'll always pick up your calls. Now, that's I love knowing that Elon Musk. I know that's going to happen for you. Absolutely. What do you think how do you see your future? What do you think your life is going to be like down the road? Any big ideas that you envision for yourself?
Yeah, I have two big ideas. One is, as I talked about, helping other young entrepreneurs, big kids business. Idea of mine to help other young entrepreneurs start the business and have the tools they need, being able to pair them up with mentors who are in the same field. So, for example, if someone wants to, they want to have a lemonade stand, I would find someone who could be in franchising or is in the restaurant sector who has business, and then also something I call Inspire Hub with a Y for youth, um, to be a platform for other youth entrepreneurs to connect with each other, to be able to get
Mm-hmm.
advice. So saying, "Oh, hey Miles, how's Highlands Honey going? What tips
Right.
have you learned in the past 18 months since the last meeting?" Be able to share those ideas with other people. And then also, it's a quote my aunt says whenever she gets over this is a home house, able to keep building bridges, creating connections, just helping others in the world.
That's so cool. So cool. What is one thing that you would change about our world today that you've been thinking about?
One thing I would change is the stereotype. It was also in Audacity of Hope that a black person with a book is not whitewashed, but you just have the opportunity to be educated. No, for some people, they've been like, John, why do you read book? Why do you read so many books? Why do you own a business? Why don't you just be a traditional kid, do the kid stuff? And although sometimes I miss it, I really don't sometimes, because being able to have these opportunities at a younger age, when I'm older, being able to apply that knowledge to get a head start in my community.
Yeah, that's so, so important.
And
Very,
maybe I
very
don't have a
cool.
security team already, but you can do the if you'd like to do the charity work for the production, we can do that. We don't really have a payroll system here, but just good volunteer work.
That's so cool. What is the best way for people to get in touch with you? I want to make sure. I know we gave your email. Let's mention it one more time.
So it is John John at Pontem PONTEMMKE.com. You can email me there, and then you can also look at Pontem Milwaukee on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram.
Yeah, you are everywhere, which is so, so cool. And
And
I
then
will,
buying
I don't,
cards is on PontemMKE.com.
yeah, and the cards, I'm telling you, are just so beautifully done. Every single one, you can't go wrong. I would say get them all because they're all so unique. Every set is unique. And again, you're going to need to be writing a lot of messages because handwriting notes is really what this is all about. And the message that John is saying is we have to be better at connecting and building bridges to each other.
Absolutely. And actually,
Now,
another bridge here. If you go to PontemMKE.com, use code DC Live for a special time to get a discount on your cards.
oh, that's so cool. Thanks for doing that for people that are watching. I
Absolutely.
love that. Now, I just want to give a shout out. I am wondering, Miles, for some reason, I'm not seeing Miles in my stream right now. So I just want to make sure, Miles, if you are in the stream, can you just talk to me? For some reason, I'm not seeing him in the stream. Oh, perfect. He's back. Okay, Miles, I see you. Okay, perfect. So John, before I get to Miles, I just want to let you know one more thing. This has been so fabulous, and I just knew that we would have a good time tonight, and everyone has just been cheering you on. I want to make sure that after the broadcast, you read through all of the comments because
I've got
they're
a
just
roaring
great.
cheering section here. I
You
know my
do.
grandmother did a little bit of cheerleading, but I know. Go Pontem!
I just want to tell you, one thing that you've said, and I wrote it down because I loved it. Never underestimate the power of a bridge. The journey to the light is worth more than imaginable. And I just want you to know, I certainly will never underestimate the power you have to live your dreams. I'm going to be one of your biggest cheerleaders, your biggest fans, and I really wish you just the best of luck on your journey across all of these amazing bridges that are right in front of you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And you're going to stick around, Mr. Daniels, because we're going to bring you back at the end. But for now, I'm going to bring you out of stream. Thank you, sir. This was so fun.
Yes, it was.
Awesome. We'll see John in just a little bit. And I am now going to bring my next new friend into stream, which is so cool because next young entrepreneur is Miles Bergner, who's the director of sales at Highlands Honey. Hi, Miles.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How about you?
Excellent, excellent. I love your cozy winter scene with the crackling fire in the back. I kind of am jealous of where you are.
Thank you.
So thanks for joining me tonight. I had the privilege of I have the privilege of knowing your mom and having done some things with her in the community. And I had heard about Highlands Honey, and I was so intrigued for a couple of reasons. One, just because I know you have amazing parents, and so I knew that you probably were very smart and savvy yourself. But also, I love the tie-in to the Washington Highlands where you live and the name of your business. I grew up there as well. So we had something in common, and I knew that we had to talk about your impressive business. You're only 11 years old, right?
Yes.
Wow, that's so, so cool. When did you first kind of start getting into the business?
So when I first started getting into the business, my dad started getting into beekeeping. So he started taking me to the hives a few times a week. I started getting really interested in it. So we'd go more and more and more, and then we'd sit down and we just thought, how can we take this to the next level? How can we maybe make a little bit of money off this? And then we thought, hey, why don't we sell our honey? And then that's kind of where it took off.
Wow, that's so cool. And I know you mentioned your dad too, and it is kind of like really a family affair, right?
Yeah.
Everybody kind of helps out in different ways, and really you guys are the leaders, but I know your mom and your dog are there to cheer you on, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool. So tell us a little bit in general about Highlands Honey. What is the business? What do you sell? In general, kind of give us an overview of Highlands Honey.
So yeah, we are a what we call a boutique business. We sell small batches because we are governed by the bees. We can't choose how much we harvest. It's up to the bees how much. We just have to take care of them. Because the more we take care of them, the more honey they can produce and the more we can sell. So that's what we specialize in. It started in 2014. We started selling in 2015. And every single year, we've tried to grow more and more and more and do more collaborations with local businesses.
Wow. So as the director of sales, obviously your primary role is to make sure that you're increasing sales and selling through the product every season. What are your other kind of primary roles within the business that you do a lot of?
I will go do routinely hive inspections with my dad, which is where it's really quick. Yes, like that picture. We just quickly open the top of the hive, look at a few frames, see if there are any mites or any diseases on the bees. If there are, we take care of that. But mostly, we're just there to refill their food, their sugar syrup, and that's basically that's the only other thing we do.
So it's kind of a good idea, do you think, as someone who has a leading role in a business, to really kind of get your hands dirty and understand and have experience in all aspects of the business? Do you think that's important?
Yes, it's very important because, especially in a business like this, if somebody comes up to my stand and is like, hey, can you tell me about this part of the hive? I have to be able to explain to them what's going on in that part of the hive so that they can have as much what would you say, information as possible.
Yeah. Right. That's what's been kind of fun about this, getting ready to talk to you, is I've really, tried to learn about the bees and beekeeping and turning into honey and selling. It's actually a very, very interesting process. I want to know, because I like to be a stylish guy, and sometimes I've seen you in photographs and videos wearing, the full bee outfit to protect you from the bees. But other times you're like right up there close with just your normal clothes on. So what's the difference?
So the times that we'd have to wear, or the times that we wouldn't have to wear our bee suits is like if we're just doing routinely hive inspections, we're not going too deep into the hive, so that won't make the bees too angry. If we're some stuff that we would have to put our suits on for if we're extracting honey, because that could make the bees really mad, because we're basically taking their food from them, so obviously that would make them very mad. So also when we do big hive inspections, which could take a couple hours, which is when we go through not every single frame, but like just a few frames in every single hive to make sure that every single hive is doing well, so that there aren't any mites or diseases or anything going on in the hive.
That's so cool. Very, very interesting. And you say that your biggest, the way that you sell really is a lot of the times just kind of in your front yard, right?
Yeah, mostly, yeah.
One of the things, Miles, I think we have a business lead for you. So I want to make sure that after the broadcast, you check up on the comments, because Adija is a fabulous baker and she needs your honey.
All right, that would be kind of cool.
She's awesome. She's so, so great at the Sherman Phoenix. Now, tell us a little bit about the different types of products. Here's a picture of you kind of standing over your big table of product that you're getting ready. This looks like probably a full season's worth, or was this just for one sale?
This was I think our first or second pull of the year of last year, or 2 years ago. So we vary in many sizes. You have your little 2-ounce jars, which are $2. You have these ones over here. This is we basically do $1 an ounce. So this is the 5-ounce one. And then we have a 1 pound, a 2 pound, a 3 pound, and then we do some special ones. Like last year we did like one, I think it was 5 pound. Yeah, 5 pound one. So that we can cater to like anybody's needs if they need like a specific amount, if they're doing like a giant batch of baking or giving honey away as gifts. So we like to vary our sizes so that we can sell.
Oh, cool. And you can kind of customize it if you have to for somebody too, which is neat.
Yeah.
Now, how many hives do you have and where are they? I was so intrigued by that too.
So last year we had 10 hives. We had 9 out at a turf farm in Franksville and 1 in our backyard. This year we lost 6 hives so far, which is very unfortunate, but we still have 4 alive. I ordered 13 packages of bees and 1 nuke, which is basically a small hive. And 14 packages of bees, each package is 1 hive. So if we can keep those 4 hives that are still alive from last year alive, plus the 13 from that we bought from this year, then we're hoping to start off with 17 hives this year,
Wow.
all at the Franksville Turf Farm, and then hope to get to at least 25 hives by June, the time we start harvesting.
Wow, that's incredible. That's a lot. That's a lot to manage. And that's really, I'm sure, a lot to oversee as well. What are some of the dangers? You were saying you lost some of the hives. I saw this was something your dad had posted of, I think there are some dead bees, but what are the ways? I think you mentioned mites earlier, but what causes the hives not to be successful?
Our biggest problem, or weather can be a big problem, but I think our worst problem is the varroa mite, which is a very, very tiny little mite that like it gets in the hive and then attaches itself to a bee's back and can make the bee very sick and kill it. Also, it can break into the cells with the baby bees and give them something called the formed wing virus, which can I mean, it sounds just like it is. Makes so that when the bee is born, all of its wings are deformed. So, and if that's a female bee, since the female bees do all the work, they go out and get the honey. If it's a female bee, the female bee can't go out and get honey, which means they can't provide for their hive, and then the hive will die out.
Wow, such a process. Now, okay, I'm a total novice and I really have no idea about harvesting. So forgive me if it's a little naive, but so what is the process of harvesting the honey like? What are, like, in a very high level way, what is that like? What are the steps?
So basically what we'll start off with doing is when we'll go in, we'll do a hive inspection, see that the honey supers with the frames are filled with honey. This is what we did last year. We're going to use something called an escape board this year. But last year what we do is we'd get the frame filled with honey. There would be tons of bees on it because they're trying to fill as much as they can and repair the honeycomb. We would get a leaf blower and blow all the bees off, which would completely disturb them, and they would try to sting us all. So that's something we'd have to put our suits on for.
Ouch.
Yeah. And then after getting all the bees off, we'd take those supers that are filled with honey, we'd take them home. We'd put them in this kind of dishwasher or clothes dryer type thing. That's electric, and it can hold 4 honeycombs or frames. And then we'd close the door, and then it would spin really fast, which would make all the honey spill out to the bottom. That would that would go in a giant pitcher, which then we'd put through 2 filters to make sure there's no bee parts or extra honeycomb in it. And then after that, we'd put in another pitcher, put in the jars, cap them, label them, sell them.
Wow. So you've really got this down. It's definitely a science, but it seems like you really have it well managed. Are there, it seems like also that throughout the year, you need to focus on different things, right?
Yeah, at the start of the year, we're mostly focused on getting the bees, putting them in their hives, make sure they know where the nearest flowers are to pollinate. Also making sure that they're all alive, all thriving, because I mean, the more healthier they are, the more honey they can make. So that's our main focus at the start of the year, and then in the middle of the year, we're more focused on what's called the nectar flow, which is where the bees will start making their honey, which is when we'd start harvesting and then selling. And once we have a lot, we'd start reaching out to local businesses to see if anybody would like to collaborate.
That's so cool. Now let's talk about some of those collaborations, because I was super, super impressed by this. You have had this amazing donut with cranky owls. In fact, Adam in the comments just mentioned that he remembered when you did this. How did this come to be?
So there was this local girl named Kitty, and she has her baking show. And she was doing a collaboration with Cranky Owl. She was making that donut. And we thought, hey, why couldn't we do this? So Joey, the owner of Cranky Owls, reached out to us and said, hey, we'd like to make this donut and put your honey in it. And we were like, sure. I mean, that sounds really good. So we delivered some honey to them. They made it, started selling it. We sold outside that day. That was actually our last sale of the year, when we sold out all of our honey, and that's what that collaboration was. Yeah.
Very cool. And this is a great traditional place in Tosa, Neiman's candy shop. You did ice cream with them, right? Honey lavender ice cream?
Yes. Well, it was kind of weird how I started that collaboration. All I did was I grabbed some honey. I was actually going to hang out with my friends. And I was like, hey, Neiman's, they sell ice cream and candy. Why couldn't they put honey in their stuff? That seemed like it would be pretty good. So I grabbed one of my business cards, some honey, ran out there, asked them if they wanted to do a collaboration. They said they'd get back to us. About like a month or 2 later, they got back to us and said, hey, we'd love to do it. We set something up. They started testing, got the honey lavender ice cream, and that was that.
Wow, and that really turned into a great partnership. So that's a great tip too. I think it's letting go of that fear factor. And when you are passionate about your product, you have a good product, just to talk to people and to not be afraid to suggest, hey, let's collaborate, right?
Yeah, you just can't be afraid.
That's awesome. Very, very impressive. And one of my favorites are Pete's Pops. So when I saw that you did this cinnamon honey cream with Pete's Pops, I was so jealous, but I bet this was super delicious. Did you have fun working with Pete?
Yeah, we got to go in and see the entire operation, how they make their stuff. I remember when I first tried what they wanted to do with the honey cream, I was blown away. It was so good, and I was like, that's the one. So I was
Yeah.
really, yeah, I love doing that collab.
That seems like something you can continue to do with them too, and their season is back. Now, one of the things that I was really intrigued by, and I was watching on your Facebook, is this. What is this version called? Is this a different recipe that you do?
So that's our fall honey. In the fall, the honey gets a lot darker, so that's basically just our fall honey. But yeah, we just have a single Carolina Reaper plant in our backyard, but it makes quite a lot of Carolina Reapers, which is the hottest pepper in the world.
So this is hot, right?
Hot.
What do you like to put it on?
I don't use it because I cannot handle spice. My dad puts it in his coffee. My dad loves spice. He eats Carolina Reapers whole. I don't understand how he does it, but he does it. So
here's Adija. Girlfriend, it's hot. It is spicy hot.
It's not as hot as if you ate a Carolina Reaper. The honey, since the sweet kind of puts down
balance.
Yeah, it's a balance, but it's a little bit hotter. But I just wouldn't try it. I tried it, and like 5 seconds after trying it, I took a tiny bit, and my throat just started burning.
I think I'd be on your side with this too. I don't know if I could handle it, but it's cool to have. Now, I'm curious, Miles, because I know that you're super innovative. I know that your family is super impressive and really always thinking outside of the box. Is there anything we should be expecting from Highlands Honey coming up? Some new products or any new ideas?
So what we're thinking about doing, we have a couple new ideas. We have salve, which we make from our honeycomb. Which, if you have dogs, their feet get very dry and cracked. So you can rub some of that salve on their pads, and it would make it a lot more moisturized. So that's something we're working on doing. Also, almost like Burt's Bees lip balm, because lip balm is made from honeycomb. We're working on making honeycomb, like actual, just selling the comb, 4-inch things of comb with honey inside.
Wow.
We're working on selling that, and also we want to be we want to be the official honey suppliers for the Bucks team, because the Bucks, they make their meals after every single they have the chefs that make meals for them after the game. We want to collaborate with them. Last year we reached out to Alex Lazary and asked if he wanted to do if we could sell some honey to him.
Right.
And he said, yeah, we could do that, but then COVID came and we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So this year we reached out to him, and he hasn't responded yet, but we think he's going to say yes. So
Miles, I got news for you. When you put the pressure on people out in the public, all these people that are watching are going to start sending comments to Alex Lazary saying, Highlands Honey, I want Highlands Honey. And I'm going to be one of them. I'm going to help you with that. I've got some ideas, and I know that you're very well connected, but yeah. I can love to help you too.
Great.
One of the things I loved reading about on your Facebook page for Highlands Honey was how you decided during COVID to get involved and to sell some honey to help your school. Tell us about this.
So I was just thinking one day, like, a lot of schools have been going through a lot because of COVID, because they have to keep up with the school. And since nobody's in school, they can't do any fundraisers. It's a lot harder. So I thought the least I could do is use my business to my advantage and do a 2-day sale where our goal was $500 for my school. We ended up raising $850, which I'm super proud of, and I just love helping my school.
That is so cool. I mean, do you think that's one of the core values of having any business, is kind of making sure that you're doing something to give back?
Yeah, I definitely like giving back because it's just a great feeling inside, because just using your business to your advantage is a great thing, especially when you're a little bit bigger, when you can afford to donate money to causes. So I thought this was a great way to give back.
Yeah, that's excellent. I think that's really, really impressive and important to do. So what is your personal favorite way to enjoy honey?
I love to use it in honey lemon tea, which is just boiled water with lemon juice and honey. It's really good in the winter for if you have allergies like me. That's usually the only thing I put it on. My friends and I, we always eat it raw. My friends,
Wow.
they'll buy it and we'll just eat it raw. Eat a
That's so
little
cool.
raw. Yeah.
That's great. Just a little snack of honey, right?
Yep.
So I bet you're pretty popular with your friends. They're folding laundry to earn some extra cash around the house or to do some chores. And here you are, director of sales at 11. What's something that you would tell other young people who are interested in starting a business, being involved in a business? What's a little piece of advice that you might give somebody?
You have to create a product that maybe not a lot of people do. That would be great. You'd mostly get a lot more attention. I don't really see a lot of people selling honey locally, so I just thought that was a great idea if we could do that. Also, even when times are tough, if you're not selling a lot, if nobody's really noticing you, you just have to keep on going and try to expand your business more.
That is such good advice. And I think similar to John, you're also suggesting that you got to stay in front of people. You need to have a good product. You need to have a lot of passion behind it. It's that whole heart and soul. And that's what people really respond to. So I think that is a great, great, great piece of advice for people. Now, here's an interesting thing. Now, Miles, you don't have to know the answer to this because life changes, as we know, quickly and unexpectedly sometimes. But, you really, of course, are quite the business mogul. I'm just curious, do you imagine having other jobs in your life, or are you like Highlands Honey all the way, do you think?
I definitely think I'm going to have another job in my life. I'll probably work at Highlands Honey until I go off to college. But in that time being, I just want to expand my product even more and more and more. Because I'm the face of the company, I just want to expand it, and yeah.
That's awesome. I think that's great. And you know what? You're always going to have Highlands Honey, I can tell. And sometimes, the experience we get doing other things really contributes to the overall tremendous success of maybe our favorite thing. So I know that's going to be a good route for you too. Now, before we get to some rapid fire questions, I have some, you're right there by the fire, so I figured you could get some rapid fire questions. But I want to know for myself, I spent, with COVID, I was outdoors so much more this past summer and probably will always now because I loved it so much. But I want to know, do you have a secret remedy for a bee sting?
Well, really, if you get a bee sting, you want to see where it hurts, because the bee dies when it stings, because when it stings, the stinger stays in you and keeps on pumping venom. So you want to do is you want to find where it hurts. You're going to see the stinger. It's really small, but you're going to see it. You want to pull it out as fast as you can. If you don't pull it out fast enough, it'll just keep on pumping and pumping and pumping venom. Also, icing it, because it's going to swell up. Icing it, drinking a lot of water to help flush out the venom. Yeah.
Okay, so we actually want to pull out the stinger.
Yes, you have to do that, or else it'll keep on pumping venom, and then it'll just get worse and worse and worse.
Oh, wow. That's a great tip, Miles. I think many of us are just putting some baking soda on there and probably pushing it in further. That's so cool. Thanks for the advice. Okay, rapid fire. Now, these are just supposed to be top of your mind, okay? What is your favorite subject in school?
Is gym an answer?
Gym is definitely an answer.
Okay, it's not math. I love math.
Okay. You love math too, but gym was top of mind. Okay, perfect. What is your favorite activity when you are not doing Highlands Honey?
Skating. I love skating. I go to the skate park almost every day when I can.
Wow. I saw this photo. I had a feeling that that was one of your passion things. I saw this picture. I mean, Mile, you're not just like scooting down Washington Boulevard. You're definitely playing the game, right?
Yeah, definitely. I go to the skate park. Yeah, like I said, I go to the skate park all the time. Love it. Made a lot of friends going there.
Sold a lot of honey there?
Not yet. Not yet.
Always the effort. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, who would you most like to meet to discuss business?
Probably I would say maybe Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates. I've never thought about that question in my life, but I mean, they're very successful
Yeah.
business people, so it's probably who I'd want to meet with.
Okay, last thing. If not Highlands Honey, what would your business be?
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, well, like I said, I'd love to have like a company that makes parts for scooters. That's
Yeah.
always been one of my dreams.
That's so cool. I love it. Love it. Love it. This is so awesome. Now, if people want to enjoy your honey, how can they buy it? What's the easiest way to kind of follow you on Facebook?
Yeah, we have the Highlands Honey Facebook group. We also have my dad's email is bbergner@mac.com. If you email him, you can set up a time that we can, if you live in the Milwaukee area, we can deliver the honey to you. And we're sold out right now, so
Sold out.
yeah, we sell out pretty quick. We've never even made it to Christmas.
That's so great. I mean, that's a great thing. You know you're on the right track. Your mom's a little inquisitive why you don't think you're going to work for Josh Jeffers.
Josh Jeffers. Yeah, okay, maybe that's
On this little side job.
Maybe Josh
Little side job. I love that. Adam, oh, my husband here wants some Highlands Honey, so we might have to we'll settle for a 2-ouncer, okay?
All right.
All right. This was so great. You know, Miles, I just want to tell you, I am so inspired by your, your kindness, your passion. I actually, as a business owner, am inspired by you tonight because I love that you're constantly wanting to do better, to think of something different to do, to offer new products, to improve the quality. And just, I think that's all so fantastic. So thank you for inspiring me. And I know so many people loved meeting you tonight too. And we're excited. Absolutely. I'm going to bring our friend John back because I can't end the show without all of us in the stream. There he is. John, now you guys, didn't you love, hearing about each other too?
Yes.
Yeah, this was really good.
Yeah, that was so fun. I can't wait for you guys.
For something to bake.
Thank you.
Yeah. You need some honey. You need some note cards. You can write each other notes. And after COVID, we could all get together and eat and have a good time.
Yeah.
So fun. Well, thank you both so much. I knew this would be fun, but this was super inspiring. And thank you everybody for watching us. Hey, Miles, we've got a question. People are wondering, is there a way to get on a waiting list for when you have honey in stock?
We don't we don't do we don't save honey for people. We do that for family of us, and for really close friends, but for most people, no, we don't. We don't it's mostly about who can get here the quickest to get what they want, so
Cool. So you're going to start harvesting again in mid-June 2021, your dad said. So watch Highlands Honey on Facebook, pontemmke.com. Gentlemen, I am going to be watching you because I know you're going to be soaring so high, and I'm honored that you took the time to be with me tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you. I'm going to hide you from the stream. Hey, I want to tell you guys about what's coming up on DC Live, because next Thursday, have you all seen and heard? Next Thursday, Hell's Kitchen, Chef Adam Pollock from Egg and Flour. In fact, tonight, he is on, it was 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. So if you weren't watching DC Live, you were probably watching this on Fox. I'm going to watch it on DVR next. But Chef Adam is going to join me next Thursday. Now, the time is different, 8:30 p.m. So you need to watch Hell's Kitchen on the Fox network from 7 to 8 o'clock Central Time. And then Adam will be joining me at 8:30, right after next week's episode. So that is going to be super fun. I also want to tell you that at the end of the month on the 28th, this is so cool too. We are going to be in the tank, people. DC Live is going in the tank. These are two Wisconsin businesses that have been featured on Shark Tank, Hug Sleep and Just the Cheese. This is going to be live on Facebook Thursday, January 28th at 8:00 p.m. So you can definitely keep up with me at Events by DC and make sure that you are seeing all of this. And I would just love it if you would check out stylebydc.com for some fun, new, stylish gifts of your own. Thank you so much to Miles at Highlands Honey, to John Daniels IV at Pontem MKE. Really fantastic people. Thank you for supporting them. Thank you for watching, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your night. Be well. Good to see you. Good night.